Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is the evening drive home, and I am NJ Evans. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you a little bit today is because of some of the things that are happening in the news. As you are aware, our government has changed some rules and regulations, and sometimes I wonder what is the impetus, what pushes them to change rules and regulations at certain points in time. So, one of the things I just wanted to bring to your attention is the fact that there are new laws in place that are going to take effect on January the 1st, 2024, for one group of people. And for another group of people, it's going to take place on when is that? January 2025. So, without any further ado, I wanted to give you a person that I thought, after my vetting of the individual, that he would be a very appropriate person for you to have a conversation with because of his knowledge, because of his experience, and also because of his reputation. And his name is Carlton Dennis. You can look him up on YouTube. That's where I found him. And he talks about two things. If you have an LLC and you don't really know what an LLC is and what it really does, well, then he can give you some insight on that. So you have the LLC first and then S Corp. That's one of his videos that he has there. Now, the one that I really wanted you to look at was Corporate Transparency Act Explained, because that's the crucial reason why I decided to begin this conversation with that, because we are talking about PR strategies for media and cyber insights. But this is for small businesses. So, you women of color, 45 and above, and you have a small business and it's $250,000 or under, then you're the person that I'm talking to. You're my audience. And I wanted to share as much of this with you as I possibly can. So, the Corporate Transparency Act might cause some people trouble and then maybe not, but it's good to be informed. And the second video that he has there is called The Truth Behind the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, he has an assortment, quite a, how would we say this? Yeah, quite a menu. Yes, quite a menu, a variety of things that is pertaining to taxes from soup to nuts. Or is that? Yeah, that's soup to nuts. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said before, I hope that you have your coffee with you. I hope that you are really sitting back and just kind of enjoying the evening, because what's going to be taking place is our new time is going to be on Friday evenings at around 6 or 7, depending on where you are. Okay. Now, let's get into my real reason for today's episode. This is only phase 2 of our live stream. Bear with us. We're still trying to get the kinks out of this, including having a strong voice once I go on mic. I don't know what's going on with that. Boy, things have changed. Even though one of the byproducts of going on in this long journey of engagement, and I'm talking about your journey of engagement in the business arena, one of the byproducts is called time. All right. And time is always money. And money is always new customers, smiling, satisfied faces, and feeling accomplished, no matter the size of the accomplishment, small, little, medium, large. It's your creation, your determination, your commitment, and your success. So, one of the things is I was envisioning a board, and this board was a board of achievements. So, let's say you have accomplishments come in various sizes. However, to move forward on the board of life requires the smallest to the largest steps forward. Everything in life has their form of rules of engagement. Even you do, right? So, one of the rules of engagement here, if you want to be successful, is visualization. Determine your strategy and the commitment to accomplish your goals. There will be distractions. Yes, there will be quite a lot of distractions. For an example, just look at what I just opened with, talking about the taxes. They call it CTA, which is also a call to action in certain arenas. But anyway, there will be distractions. Your job is to stay focused. And I mean, that is your job. This seems very simple enough, right? It's easy. Anyone can do it, right? So the first question, because of its simplicity, will you stay committed to the end goal? Now, we have a little process that we're going to go through here for a minute. Just bear with me. Because at this time, we're just looking at the board and moving into the middle game. I'm talking about your business, okay? How you approach the market. As we align our pieces, our thoughts, our tools, and begin to identify who would be the first to step into that boldly and secure our first movement? Will it be your knight or the pawn? Now, anybody plays chess? Because this is really based on chess. Because chess is like business. As a matter of fact, chess is very much like business. Or business is very much like chess. Either or. So your bold move is going to be your first step. So are you going to use your knight? In some cases, you can open a game with your knight, but you got to know how to really work those knights. And in other cases, they open with the pawn, king's pawn in particular. You know, they open with the pawn or the queen's pawn. But now I'm asking you, so who's going to be and which one are you going to use? So let's say, for example, your CEO happens to be the face of your company. So your CEO would be your first person that you're moving with. Even though he's more the king, you could say for this particular example that he'll be the knight. He's going to open. But he has a certain formation that he's going to have to follow. Maybe he deals with only the mission and things like that. Or maybe he deals with the vision or the climate or the diversity of his company. He knows how to express all of these things. He's that charismatic individual that goes out there and speaks to the community. Or you have the CIO, which is your chief information officer. Sometimes they're also known as a communications officer, or they are the one press secretary, blah, 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 blah. These is your PR people over here, usually. All right. Now that person has a better grasp and grip on how to handle the media, but your CEO might not be as astute, nor, or possibly, maybe the CEO doesn't even want that position. Maybe what he wants to do is just be his own self and go out there and just chit chat. And the rest of the board members are saying, not today, Henry. You can't do that. So we have to have a conversation. You have to decide who's going to be representing the face of your company. And I'm quite sure at this point in the game, you already know who's very good at it, and who's not that good at it. Then you also have another thing, which is called fear tactics. What will life, our opponent, retaliate with? What deterrent? What scare factor? What emotional hurdle will be presented? And you know it will happen, because you see, there's another little trick here that most people don't pay attention to. Your emotions is connected to your money. So you have to have an emotional balance to have a steady flow of your money. And if it's not emotionally balanced, well, then you might just lose your focus, and then everything goes to helter skelter. Your willpower is going to be necessary, because when you encounter those opponents, you have to be able to play the game. And whatever it is that you describe as what the game is, that's the game that you're going to have to play, especially the end result has to be success. And you define what does success mean. So you have to commit to yourself to win. And then you have to commit to your family, your clients, your customers. You have to commit to everybody else, but primarily to yourself to win. So time is the true key. If you are derailed because of an emotional matter, outburst, whatever, boyfriend, husband decided they're going to argue with you as you're getting ready to walk out the door, the car's not working correctly, you're going to get into an accident on your way to work or to a meeting, you arrive late, and then everybody's looking at you, and you say to yourself, let me start this day over again. Or you might have an outburst. How long will it take for you to recover and circle back? How long is it going to take you to get back to a place where you are a compatible individual? You are an individual who can communicate with the rest of the world. You're not going to create enemies when that's not your intention. That's not even your demeanor. All right? But in the background, you're hearing the time going tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. and time keeps going, progressing. How much time do we have? Now, everybody has 24 hours in a day. Times that, times 365 days. Use that. And that's how much time right across the board everybody has. Now, some people break that down into seconds to be sure, really make it show off a little. And then you have others that break that down into minutes. I'm just saying to you, just do the math. You do the math. So you get to see just how much time do you really have. And we didn't even say start subtracting how old you are. So for my WOC women of color who are 45 plus and are CEOs or have their own small businesses that are under $250,000 in between a time period of 1 year to 5 years, how much time do you have? Did you receive, or did you decide to receive, to complete this task here on this planet at this time? Did you actually think about that? How come you were born during this time period? How come you are at this age during this particular point in time? And with all the events that are taking place, you could have said, wait a minute, I changed my mind. I want to disappear. I want to just check out, go somewhere else. Some people do that, and they still remain here in their body, but their mind and the rest of their thoughts are probably gone. But you decided you're going to hang around. But now you got to look at something very seriously. This time thing is intense. And right now it seems to be speeding up because I can't believe we're at the end of the year already. That is unheard of. So how much time did you receive to complete this task here on this planet at this time? So what task am I making reference to? Well, it's not just your business. There's so many other components to you that you are either sweeping underneath the rug or you're ignoring. And sometimes you have a feeling that there's something in the background that keeps saying, hey, there's something I want you to do, and you got to do it now. And it might not have anything to do with what your business is all about. But anyway, why are you here on this planet? And why are you here at this time? Time doesn't exist on other planets, they say. At least that's what the scientists say. I always wondered about that when I was a child, going to the planet. What is it called? When I would go to some of these science museums. Hayden's Planetarium, that's the one. I haven't been there in quite a few years. The Hayden's Planetarium. And I would see things where it says, on Jupiter, there are no such thing as time. And I was saying, really? Then why do we have time here on Earth? Anyway, that's another subject matter. But your time is dissipating, is disappearing. And what did you accomplish? And what is the distraction? Who called you and set you on the phone for 3 hours right in the middle of you making a business plan or creating a strategy for your company, or just trying to diffuse, come down, be at one with yourself? You, we, me, are still responsible to reach that hidden drive within as part of accomplishing the goal at this time. So, but only you know what your goal is. Only you know. And I think that that's important too, that we understand that there's only one person who's running this ship, and this ship is being ran by you. Okay, so where we stand. For some of us here, we're in the end game. For others, they're expecting to follow the breadcrumbs we have dropped along the way because they're our legacy. And it would behoove us to make sure that they understand how to read what the breadcrumbs are, because things are going to only accelerate and become more intense and more cryptic. We have AI, and we have so much more that is happening in technology. There are some places that actually have not 5G, but 10G and probably 15G. Some people, Elon Musk is pushing everything into outer space, and he's just one of many. He just happens to be the face on it at the moment. And then the government is changing different rules and regulations, as I mentioned before. So now we have another thing for the scary people who might feel that, oh my gosh, they're going after my business. It's an LLC. Oh, I can be charged $500 a day. If you're not in compliance, you're right. But if you're in compliant, you won't. And that's one of the reasons that you have to go ahead and do your research and do your investigation. At least begin with Carlton, then that way you can go forward from there. You have something to compare it to. Make sure the path is clear and straight for what you want to do and where you want to go. Once again, diffuse yourself. Just get real calm. And that this begins at the early morning. This begins at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, not later than 5. By 5 o'clock, everybody's up and running up and down the streets. But you diffuse and breathe. If you're just waking up from your sleep, that would even be better. So you center yourself and you play some nice, easy music and you think about what is it that you need to accomplish. And you just sit still until it comes to you. And then once it comes to you, get a clear picture of what it is that you want to accomplish. And this is what you're going to use because you see, one of the thoughts that's going to be on your mind when you're creating all of this is, for me to do this, am I going to reach my destiny on time? Because each one of us came here with a specific gift to do a specific thing during a specific time period. And I would tend to believe that it's now, not later. So everybody has to come up, including myself, rise to the occasion. Well, the only person who can complete this end goal is going to be you within the time allotted you. So what do I mean? You can't sit on the fence because time is going to fly by. You have to have your own strategy. Yes, you have to stay focused. You visualize, you state your goals. You love yourself and your family and all of those that you met by displaying respect and regard and sharing the warm words of encouragement. We all need to be encouraged at this time. And then you think to yourself, there's somebody here that needs to hear me. There's somebody here that needs to know about my business. There's somebody here or in the world, because if you're on the internet, you're dealing with the globe. There's somebody that needs to know what I know. So I just want to encourage you on that. So you're going to have to restart that flame within you so that you can move forward and move forward with power and strength and excitement and courage and love for life, and knowing that you're not alone anymore. You're not alone at all. And as soon as you take that one step forward, you're going to have many that come behind you. And it's just going to be wonderful. It really is. So I don't know about you, but I thought that this chess game was pretty easy. I love chess. And I hope that you enjoyed what it is that I was saying and that you can decipher, put it together, whatever you want to call it, because this is very important times. And if no other way, you know it's very important times because of all the different upsets that are happening across the globe. But you know, a lady told me something one day. She said, I want you to remember that you need to mind your own business. That way you won't be distracted. It's almost like wearing blinders. Just mind your own business and play your game. This is another page in the book of life, your book of life. Do well. Do well. And for those of you who don't play chess, I think you should, because we're in a very important part of the game. This is where a pawn can become a queen or a king. Wishing you a lot of love. So women of color, 45 plus, small business owner, seeking how to in media, how to in cyberspace, fascinating arena, how to in security, cybersecurity. Until next time, create the reality that you truly do desire and not one that you don't. I'm NJ Evans. I'm going to be on the air here on Fridays. I think I'll choose the number 7. It really means completion. What do you think? You can reach me at 9interesting.days@gmail.com. That dot is a decimal point, not a word. And the 9 is the numeric value, not the word. So it's 9interesting.days@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your comments, and I look forward to speaking with you and being around your energy field soon. Enjoy your day. Ciao.